uzangiwashela ngibona bekasi ukuthi wena uzangiphekela ngibona bekasi ukuthi wena uzangisedusa isikhathi siside iminyaka idlulile usithanda sama yekho munye ngakuthanda ngincane sikhule simunye usithanda sama yekho munye nyakumani your baby you drive me crazy be my lady ngikhoboratikana I love the way wena ngithanda ngakhona the way uyenza ngakhona la uyabona you look so pretty njengelanga liphuma ngawe baby yabo lovamba yathuma yafuma vele mina ngizofa nawe ungathi ngiyaqhila ngiserious
Stimula Sontando from Hwabarati and Gazelle Mnyama as well as Ntando. This is a beautiful song that came out in 2017 November. Welcome to EarGround. My name is Plot Marco and we're continuing with the EU Film Festival series where we're focusing on the festival and I'll be speaking to different guests, different people that are involved in this festival at different capacities. And it's a huge festival, like I told you, happening in Blawayo in Narare. And it kicks off on the 15th of November in Blawayo at Stekineko and runs until the 19th of October there in the City of Kings and Queens. And then it moves to Harare on the 22nd of October and ends on the 26th of October at Gallery Delta in Harare. And a whole lot of stuff that's lined up during this festival and master classes that are happening there, an input session. And unfortunately for Harare, the master classes were overwhelmingly subscribed to and they've since closed. But for Blawayo, you can still register at AK Simba at tadoba.pictures. That's where you can register to be part of the master classes there. And also there's the input session that you can also register for, and you simply have to send in an email to Roberta at endhouseproductions.com. I'll be speaking to my guest Gilmore Tee in the next second, and welcome and thank you so much for supporting EarGround. New Voices Amplified. Thanks a lot to Bezalel, to James Jaricha. I see a couple of creatives there. Teresa Mteta, thanks a lot for joining and being part of this. Mambo Duterere, thank you so much for the support. And Hebert Chikuku, big up, large up. And Lincoln Kaparaza, thanks a lot. Bruce, I see you. Sydney Paspanoja, thank you so much for supporting Alma, my sister. It's been great. Let me try to bring our guest. So yeah, there is a song by Wabarati, and I'm going to play another beautiful artist. He sings very beautiful music. His name is Xmal. He's also from Hawaii. And this song is called the Click Song.
Utando labo bebo babili, golabo bebo babeli, bayege batandane. Bebo babili betada nebenjalo, bebo nisano bushebo tando labo bobo. Utando labo bebo babili, golabo bebo babeli, bayege batandane. Bebo babili betada nebenjalo, Bangakabani, 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 Batu kunusu koke skoke skape kole kodem kokono kuskuke sekaka makande makakone kikiyem kokono kwasikuke kekeshe kondu kobolake.
I wish I could actually recite that.
Bathi ngoqoka xoxolo xa mixabanisa xa muloxoxo xoxo wacila ngoxolo bangaxabani 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 bayeke bangaxabani bayeke bangaxabani Yesake xa kukhitshe seqeqeke kikhe liqiniso Yesake xa kukhitshe seqeqeke kikhe liqiniso
Thanks a lot, Mike Tasha, for joining in. Gilmore is also an ambassador for Zim Thrive. I'll tell you a bit more about Zim Thrive soon. And he's one of the 30 young Africans under 30, you know. So you can actually have a picture of the impact that he has made. And I'll be speaking to him about that and a whole lot more. So,
Plot!
It's
so weird. Technology, but I'm trying to connect. Let me take off my hat. I'm indoors.
No, I thought you're doing
I
it
won't
the
take off my shades. I'm trying to shade you for failing to
I
connect.
see that. Thanks a lot, man. What's good?
Nothing much, man. I just arrived in Harare actually just like an hour back.
Oh, in Harare. Are you there for the festival?
So I haven't bathed just in case you are smelling anything.
No, we're not catching this. We're just catching the vibe there. Cool. Thanks a lot, man, for taking your time to be on this interview. It's actually an honor to have you. Yes, we can see you there. We've verified that's Gilmore Tee On. Otherwise, we have an imposter who's pretending to be you. And that's good.
No, cool. I won't take off my shades. Like I said, I'm shading you.
Okay, cool, man, cool, man. So, I know who's Gilmore. I've been following you. I'm a big, I don't know whether I should say fan, but you inspire me in so many ways.
What are you talking about?
Se-
Like, look at you doing all this ear ground and you're doing so much good work. I mean, it's incredible that you have a platform that allows people to voice out and to be heard. So, I mean, I'm also just a huge fan of yours.
Thanks a lot, man. So the appreciation is mutual. To start off with, Gilmore Tee um,
Mhm.
is there a difference, Gilmore Tee and Gilmore Moyo?
Yeah, there's a difference between Gilmore T and Gilmore Moyo. Gilmore Moyo is my mother's son. He's that guy when he goes and visits his mom, he does all the cooking, the cleaning, the sweeping, and etc. And Gilmore T is the brand that people see. The guy that they don't know much personal stuff about, but they know about his work, they know about the things he's doing in fashion, the things he's doing in media. So that's the brand that Gilmore Moyo has built, and it's called Gilmore Tea.
Awesome, awesome. And
Sorry, there was
I
noise in the
think,
background. Like people are like
no,
looking like, oh, he's talking to Plot. Oh my God.
no, I'm blushing. Hey, but you are one of the 30, under 30
Yeah,
young African leaders, and
yeah,
this is Forbes, man. Congratulations.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's amazing. But I was just having a conversation with one of my cousins saying that um, I feel like overnight success in general is 10 years of work and so many years of work. And for me, when someone is asking me, so how did you get to be on Forbes 30 under 30? I say that it's been 10 years of working. I think I started being in the creative industry since 2009. And I was introduced to the creative industry by Butolezo Nyati, who's now the director of the National
Oh,
Gallery
yeah.
in Bulawayo. And ever since then, I've been working a lot in fashion, working a lot in the media space, and in the creative industry as a whole. And it took me to start working from 2009 to be considered on Forbes 30 under 30. So it's such an honor. I mean, it's overwhelming because you don't know what to do
It's
with it.
inspiring, man. It's inspiring, man.
But at the
For
same,
me, this is the
thank you.
closest. For me, I feel very close. They say an apple doesn't fall away far from the tree. Now I'm in touch with you. I feel closer to the Forbes.
Ah,
Unfortunately,
no, it's cool, man. I mean, you are me, I am you. That's basically how it is.
umuntu ngumuntu ngabantu. Today I'll speak as
Ngiyabona
much
ke.
Ndebele as I can. Yeah, man.
Siyabonga. Siyabonga mfowethu.
Ngiyabonga. The EU Film Festival, you're part of it. We know you from fashion, we
Yes.
know you from other things, but now you're part of this
Hmm.
festival. Take us
Yes.
through, is this your first experience and have you been part before? And if you were, how was it like?
So I was involved with the EU Film Festival last year. So when it came to Bulawayo, I was involved as the on-ground team, coordinating team. But this year, I think I have a bigger role than last year. This year, I'm literally like putting everything together. So obviously, people are just wondering, how can you be? He's involved in fashion and in film. I think one thing that we
Yes.
need to understand is that the creative industry as a whole, art, music, fashion, film, whatever, it's all interconnected. So you find that for people that are in film, for them to act and for them to be nominated at the Oscars as the best costume or whatever, it's fashion designers that would have played a role in there. For fashion designers to have their show on the runway, they need music, meaning they need to be connected with the music people. For you to be able to see what fashion designers are doing, someone is behind the camera filming them, and then we see the end product, which is an audio-visual thing. So everything is interconnected, to be honest. And for me, I'm just passionate about any platform that allows people's voices to be heard. So might it be through your music, might it be through film. And I think film is one of the most powerful tools that we have as people in the creative industry, where it allows us to tell other people's stories. It allows us to tap into other people's stories and feel how it's like to live that life. So for me, when last year I got the opportunity to work with the EU Film Festival, I was like, yes, anything that allows people to express themselves and to tell their own narrative, I'm very much fascinated about it. So I joined last year, and then this year I'm involved. So I'm literally the one running around with my team at Paperback Africa to making sure that
Yes.
we have a memorable time in Bulawayo for the EU Film Festival. And of course, I know in Harare they're going to hold it down proper. So we want to do the same for Bulawayo too.
Great. And what's the significance of this festival happening specifically in Bulawayo? What does it mean to the Bulawayo creative community?
I mean, Bulawayo is the creative hub of Zimbabwe. And I think
Amen.
we all know that as much as we want to
Yes.
shy away from this, say, oh, no, it's not, but it is actually.
No, no, they
And I
shy away. I'm not there. I'm in
A lot of people shy
affirmation.
away, but yeah, so it's the creative hub of Zimbabwe, and I think just having it, the festival actually starting in Bulawayo, it's incredible. Seeing that we acknowledge that it's a creative hub of Zimbabwe. Why not start the EU Film Festival in Bulawayo? We've got some of the most talented actors that have come out of Bulawayo, Serampofu Svanda. We've got
Yes.
Amakoro, you know, we all remember Amakoro Koza, Kontu Nhlanga. We've got the Mboma Hawks that are doing well. And these are people that are coming from Bulawayo and that have been groomed in Bulawayo. So it just shows how much the city is so much talented. So having it come, the EU Film Festival come to Bulawayo, it gives an opportunity for the people in the film industry in Bulawayo to also interact with the people that are going to be doing the master classes and to also see what other people are doing outside. And that way we're able to grow ourselves, because we can never grow if we're only exposed to ourselves. We need to be exposed to other people for us to grow. And the film industry needs that, especially in Zimbabwe.
Awesome. You touched on the master classes there. How important is it for one as a creative or as a film enthusiast to be part of this master class?
All right, let me take off my shades now. My eyes are red. I got
Serious
here this
time.
morning.
Serious time.
Why it's important for people to be involved in the master classes is that, like I said before, for you to grow, you need to be able to learn from those that have gone past where you're trying to go. So I always quote Babu Patisanyati always says to me, young people should always connect to those that have been practicing or those that have passed the stages that they're trying to pass. So there is no way, these masterclasses are very important because the people that are in the film industry will be able to learn on how other people are doing it in their countries and how we can also make use of the resources and the little things that we have in Zimbabwe to grow our film industry. But above all, it's important for us to learn from other people and for us to share with those people, because it's a two-way thing. We are not only learning, but we also have to share how we've been working in Zim, because we can't run away from the fact that we have incredible filmmakers like Joe Jangu who have done amazing work with the little resources. When you look at Zim, people are like, what? Is there anything that can come out of Zimbabwe? Look at Joe, they've done so much. So meaning the filmmakers also in Zimbabwe have something to teach and to share, and they also have something to learn. So it's a two-way thing, and it's important that we have this exchange, especially as Africans. We need to be able to look at each other and see value addition, and we grow from that, because we can never grow if we only look at ourselves. You can't look at yourself in the mirror. How are you going to know if the next person is beautiful or not? But if you look at the other person like, hey, this was a beautiful, let me see what I can do with my peers. You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Exactly. So that's the way forward.
And talking about growth, yes, you mentioned the master classes there, but Zimbabwean film industry as a whole, what do you think needs to be done for it to start progressing? I think there's a general consensus that yes, there are efforts, there is work that is being done, but still, we're still not where we want to be. What do you think needs to be done?
I think it's issues of quality, to be honest, in Zim in general. I think the whole Zimbabwean art industry, it's issues of quality. I'm even talking about music. I think we like, I'm going to throw shade. Let me wear my shades then.
Cool.
I think we like praising a lot of mediocrity. I think let's not just support something because it's just from us, but we need to aspire to produce quality stuff, because it won't take us anywhere if we're praising things that are mediocre, especially. And I think that in Zim, in the creative industry, we do a lot of that. We just celebrate something because it's ours, but let's also criticize positively so that people can grow. So that, especially with our film industry, maybe why we're still stuck to Neria and maybe a few other films and Yellow Card is the fact that there was so much workmanship and there was so much collaboration that was put in making sure that we have a good product. So maybe what we actually need to start working, especially in the creative industry and in the film industry in Zim, is collaboration and making sure that we are producing quality things. There's nothing wrong with us comparing ourselves to South Africa, to Nigeria now, not back then, and to other countries that are doing well, and also try to pick from them, and then we grow. So we need to collaborate and also work on our quality, to be honest. We do have the talent, but it's just that we're not collaborating, because if I don't have a camera, Plot has a camera. So Plot can come and actually make sure that I have good quality product. So collaboration is the key in Zim, to be honest.
And
And
you're
we need to
talking
do
about
that.
collaborations. Yeah, thanks a lot. You're talking about collaborations there. Do you think that the EU Film Festival presents that opportunity for artists to collaborate, to network, and to connect? Because at times we don't know each other, we're working from there, possibly internet is bringing us closer, but we have not been in the
Yes,
same
yes,
space. Do you think that the
yes.
EU Film Festival is creating or seeks to create such an opportunity for creatives in the film industry to dialogue and collaborate?
Definitely, and I think especially with this year, what I think is amazing is the fact that there is the input sessions that are there. So already the fact that there's an input session is acknowledging that there is people that have been working in the film industry in Zimbabwe that have so much that they can input to the industry. Hence, I think that's a good platform for people in the film industry to take advantage of that. For those in Bulawayo and in Harare, let's make sure that we actually partake in that. And I like the fact that there's master classes. So it gives us an opportunity for us to be in the one room. So sometimes I hear of Proton, sometimes I hear of Thomas Brico, I hear of all these different people. But the fact that
Yes.
there's master classes and these input sessions, it gives us an opportunity for us to come together and be able to hear how Tom or how Joe or how Kuzai Chikomo has been doing it in his own space. So it gives that opportunity. And also, secondly, I mean, people also don't want to just be fed with information, but the fact that there's screenings that are going to be happening, it also gives an opportunity for those that are film lovers and those that are practicing film in them to come through and interact with people that possibly follow their work and those that also love film. So then it's an opportunity for you to get new audiences, because these people are coming to watch the films that are presented by the EU Film Festival. But then you as a filmmaker, it's important for you to come through and attend, because you get to tap into that audience that's hungry. It's an audience that's hungry for film. So meaning that the fact that people are coming to watch the EU Film Festival, it means they are also hungry for film. And it's an opportunity for filmmakers in Zimbabwe to take advantage of that and say, listen, we are also going to do something and present to this audience that's hungry for film. So it's an opportunity for people in the film industry.
Awesome, because you just touched there, you answered my next question, which was going to be like, this is the
Hey,
EU Film
wisdom, bro.
Festival.
I'm teaching you
Yes.
wisdom.
Like I'm a local guy. This is the EU Film Festival. Why should I participate in it? But now you've made it clear that, I mean, there is so much
Yes.
to benefit for the local community by just virtue of participating in there. And, I remember back then in my first visit to Bulawayo was like early, like,
Please call it Bulawayo. It's not called Bulawayo. It's
okay,
called Bulawayo.
Bulawayo.
Do I say
Yes.
halale? Do I say Masvingo? I say Masvingo. Harare, Bulawayo. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah. This is how fun. How much fun is gonna be? I'm still catching up. Yeah, for those that are watching, I think it's how much fun it's gonna be at the EU Film Festival happening from the 15th to the 26th of October. But in Bulawayo, 15th to the 19th, and in Harare from the 22nd to the 26th. Bulawayo. I keep getting corrected there. In my 38
in
years,
Bulawayo,
I still
guys,
don't know
let me
how
take
to
over.
pronounce.
In Bulawayo, it's from the 15th to
Yes.
the 19th of October. In Bulawayo, at the Bulawayo Center.
Yes. At the Bulawayo Center. Okay.
Yes. Come on, brother.
Okay.
Bravo.
Thank you. And I remember 1989 when I was there for my first time, and I was a kid. I was in grade 1. We went to the drive-in. There was this drive-in, and now it's a white elephant. You're passing through every time you're going to Harare, coming from Harare. You pass through this huge monument that's now a white elephant. Is that does that symbolize the state of the film industry in the province?
Just elaborate, because I don't want to be sounding. I don't want people to be attacking me after this. Ask me a direct question.
Okay, so much potential, so much opportunity, but in terms of so much potential, but not so many opportunities, like
Yeah, I mean,
untapped potential.
there is a lot actually of untapped potential in Bulawayo. I feel like I also think maybe we also have a responsibility to play because we also want to keep ourselves to ourselves. So I feel like sometimes one thing that really kills us, especially in people in the creative space, and let's talk about the film, is the fact that we want to keep it to ourselves at Amakosi and doing gatherings at the Bulawayo, at the Bulawayo Gallery. But then when an opportunity is presented for us to do auditions, are we even going for those auditions? So it's the same thing of there's no way you can sell yourself to yourself. I already know how to speak Shona. I already know how to speak isiNdebele. I already know how to sing in isiNdebele. But then I can't be singing it to Plot because Plot knows if I sing a Shona song to Plot, so it's like, no, I know that song. If I sing something in isiNdebele to someone say, no, I already know that song. But if I sing isiNdebele to someone else who's not Ndebele, they find it fascinating. So it's a matter of we need to cross-pollinate. So maybe we have a responsibility to play. We can't just blame it on other people. Maybe we need to also do an an internal evaluation and look at ourselves and think, okay, we have this to offer. Where is our audience? So maybe questions are we attending auditions? Are we going outside our own cities to do auditions? Even if you're in Harare, are you going out of Harare and to go do an audition in Mutare, in Masvingo, in Bulawayo, or in other places where they're looking for the talent? So there is a lot of potential, but we also, as the people with the talent, we need to be able to do our research and know where we should take our talent. Let's research on who's making films and are they looking for a Shona actor, are they looking for a Ndebele actor, and let's go and do it because we can't keep ourselves to ourselves. We're not doing anything to ourselves if we do that.
Great, great. I've been following this very young boy, 20-year-old Daniel Leska. He won a couple of hours at the Bulawayo Arts Awards, and now he's going to Hollywood. He's amazing. I could not believe myself when I watched the film. The first time it was a friend who does Zikopa, who connected me to his content, and I was like, okay, wow, okay, good. But then I started watching a lot of his stuff. Now, it's super amazing.
So you
and yeah.
So you see what? Sorry, I'm gonna cut you. But you see what I was talking about. Daniel Lasker is incredibly talented, but he realized that he cannot keep trying to sell himself within a small space like Bulawayo. For crying out loud, Zimbabwe is like possibly 15 million to 16 million population, maybe or even less than that now. So you're not doing yourself justice. You're not doing your talent justice by trying to keep yourself to yourself, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make this film and keep it in my house and just only exchange with my friends." But Daniel Lasker realized that there's interest, especially, you know what, guys? The thing is, we're in Zimbabwe right now, and there's so much happening in Zimbabwe. The world is looking into Zim because things are chaotic. But in that chaos, there's also an opportunity presented to us because everybody's looking into Zim. What else are they saying besides the documentaries that are showcasing the violence or the lootings or the few cues online about Zimbabwe? What else are they saying about Zim? So it's an opportunity for those that are in the film industry to say, let's put our short documentaries, our short films online. Daniel Lasker started doing that, and then he pushed himself outside. Right now he's doing stuff in Cape Town, he's going to Hollywood, he's going to different spaces because he realized that, you know what, the world is interested in the Zimbabwean story. The world is interested in those people that are practicing arts and film in Zimbabwe. So let me own the narrative of being Zimbabwean, of being from Bulawayo, of being from Mutare, of being from Harare, and take it to the world. So it's an opportunity presented to us to own our narrative and take it to the outside world because surely everyone is looking into Zim and wondering what else is happening besides the few cues.
And like you said, we have a very interesting narrative and the world wants to hear that. And film can actually be one way to capture and document that, everything that's happening, apart from social media. But there's quite a lot of narratives, and I wish we had the same hunger to actually share some of the positive initiatives that are happening. I was watching a couple of snippets from the Intuasa Festival last weekend, and a lot of that content, it's amazing, it's awesome. You see from comedians, you see from the women wine and jazz event, women words and wine, event.
Women wine and words. English is not your mother, my brother. It's not your mother, English.
When you put wine in between, be assured that
you
some
forget.
of the things get mixed up. Uh,
You're a mess.
but I mean, a whole lot of that, because I think there's initiatives like the EU Film Festival that's happening now. It's one of the positive initiatives. Yes, some could say,
Exactly.
oh, it's not being done, it's not the Zimbabwe film or whatever, it's the EU Film Festival, but here's an opportunity for the local community, and it's being organized with a lot of local involvement, and I'm actually happy that I've spoken to you. Your last 2 words to anybody who intends to register or be part of the festival or just attend.
So, an interesting fact is that this year we've introduced the Africa Day. So on Saturday, like I know in Bulawayo, the last day in Harare also, and the last day in Bulawayo, we're going to be showcasing short films
Wow.
from different African film producers. And in Bulawayo, I think we will have about 3 films that are going to be showcased on Saturday, the 19th of October. So besides the fact that people are attending the master classes, which is a new thing, the input sessions, but there's also an opportunity for people to showcase or for their films to be screened. And I know Daniel Lasker is one of the has got a film that's going to be showcased on Saturday, the 19th in Bulawayo. And I think we've got 2 more people that are going to be showcasing there. But what I would just encourage people to do is, you know what, like I keep saying, there's no way we can grow without learning from other people. And it's important that those that are in the film industry, the actors, the film directors, the script writers, the producers, I would encourage you guys to come through and attend and interact with those, because we do have guests that are coming in that have produced some of the films that are going to be showcased. And these are guests that are of African origin, and they're doing well in Europe. Please do come through and attend, interact with them, because that's the only way we can move forward, when we interact and we exchange dialogue. And you find that maybe we've got so much to teach people that we didn't realize we've got so much information. So I would encourage people to come through, and please be on time for the film festival. The times are 5 p.m. going on to 10 p.m. But we also have entertainment, because like I was saying in the beginning, that film on its own, when we watch a film, there's a song that's playing, there's the amazing fashion that we see, there's the makeup. It's just indicating how much it's a whole circle. So we do have entertainment. We've got the MJ Sings that are going to be performing in Bulawayo. We've got Novio Sigo performing before the film screen. We've got Mimi, we've got ASAF, we've got the Super Gigs, we've got the ballet school in Bulawayo. They're going to be performing. Tinashe Tafirenyika, the award-winning
Frenyika,
poet.
yes.
Yes, Emmanuel Nkomo from Djembe Monks. I'm trying to name everyone so that they don't say, you did not name, you
You did not
forgot
name
us.
me, sabotage.
CK performing, Boss is performing. So I would encourage you guys to come through and also, see how we are all interlinked. Besides the fact that we operate in film, fashion, music, dance, it's all interlinked. So we have performances before the screenings, and you love them. These are amazing, talented people that are going to be performing just before the screenings.
Awesome, awesome. Man, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I really appreciate the
Thank
information. I
you.
really appreciate. I think this was one of the most exciting interviews that I've had.
Please, why you gonna
You
lie to
literally,
me like this? You gonna lie in
for
front of
real,
everybody.
for
You gonna
real,
tell lie.
for real. Yeah, I really appreciated it, and it was quite awesome. And
Thank you
see
so
you at the
much.
EU Film Festival in Bulawayo, 15th to the
In
19th of
Bulawayo,
in
I taught
Bulawayo.
you something. You see what I was
You
talking
told me
about?
something
It's a
today.
two-way thing.
My
You
entire
just told
life,
me
you told
something,
me
and
something.
I just taught you. It's called Go Bulawayo.
Yeah, Kobulawayo. Yeah, ngiyabonga
Yabona again.
kakhulu. Yeah,
No,
15th to the
ngiyabonga.
19th of October at the Stake in Neko, that is the Bulawayo Center. I've been speaking there to Gilmore Tee. Thank you so much. I'll continue the conversation without you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And you're doing a good job. I mean, we need to also acknowledge the fact that you are really an ear on the ground. And it's incredible how, again, you are also taking part in owning our narratives, and you are giving people an opportunity to tell their stories. And I think we need more platforms like that, not just on radio, but we also need platforms like that everywhere else. And it's incredible what you're doing. So thank you for that. And thank you for giving a voice to many people.
I really appreciate, and thank you so much also to my colleague Boaz Gumede there in UK. He's making things happen. It's been an
You
awesome
see,
team.
making the pot
Yeah.
happening. Cheers.
Cheers, man. Cheers, man.
Sure.
Yeah, sharp. So yeah,
EarGround Radio. New voices amplified.
Well, thank you so much for joining in, Victoria Blue. I see Ita International. Thank you so much to everybody who's been tuned in from day one and who keep supporting us. I was speaking there to Gilmore Tee, an award-winning Zimbabwean content creator, fashion facilitator, a PR consultant, media practitioner, an influencer, and Gilmore, for a record, is a Forbes Africa 30 under 30 who has worked with MTV Sugar. Cliff Central, European Union, the British Council, Edgar Stores, Mozambique Fashion Week, the South African Menswear Week, Zimbabwe Fashion Week, Africa Fashion Week, Toronto, amongst many others. He's also the creative director behind Paperback Africa. You know, he is quite an impressive CV, and he shared with us quite a lot of information about the EU Film Festival that's happening in Zimbabwe from the 15th to the 26th of October, and in Bulawayo from the 15th to the 19th of October, Harare, 26th to the 26th of October, 22nd to the 26th of October. Oh, forgive me for the slip of tongue there. My voice is slowly clearing, but it's still a bit suppressed because of the flu infection, but I'm going to be well, and thanks a lot for your wishes. Keep us sending your comments, send us your inputs, your ideas, your thoughts, and next week I'll be also speaking to more guests, but this weekend I've got the guys from Music Empire, Hit Music Empire. We'll be talking about their music. We'll also be talking to Simplex of Simplex Music. We'll also be speaking to Queen V. I'll be speaking also to Alfred Nenguo. I'll also have a couple of more guests from the EU Film Festival, where I will speak to Phoebe. We missed the interview, so we're going to be rescheduling an interview and announce when we're doing it. And I'm speaking to the German ambassador to Zimbabwe on the 8th of October, on Thursday. Yes. And I also speak to Valeria, who's working with the European Union Film Festival from Europe, and we're speaking to him on the 11th of October. I'll be sending you more information there. Michelle Kendi Planga, thank you so much for tuning in, for joining in. Like our Facebook page, EarGround. Follow us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's all in the EarGround. And all this content, you find it on EarGround. New Voices Amplified. EarGround is the place to be. And let's do this again.
EarGround.